How's it going, guys? So the course you'll be seeing today is a breakdown and review of the exotic sniper rifle in Destiny called the Black Spindle. The only way to get this weapon is to wait for the daily mission called Lost to Light to pop up. And what happens is when you're doing that mission, you'll be taking an alternate exit through Taniex's ship, and a new mission with a 10-minute timer will spawn. And what happens is you have to take out all of the ads and the main taken boss in this 10-minute run. I'll link a video in the description as well showing me how I did it the first time. If you complete it, you get awarded the Black Spindle. If you don't, you'll have to try it again. Statistically, the gun starts with a base damage of 290. You can infuse it higher. The fire rate's 12%. The impact rating is 37, which is very high. A range of 88, also very high. Stability rating of 35. A reload percentage of 55. And a magazine size of 3. And because this is a sniper rifle and it's key to the information, it has a relatively low aim assist amount of 39%. On preliminary look, the impact is incredible as well as the range. They're two of the highest for sniper rifles in the game. And of note, just a side note, it's nearly identical. It's an identical clone, basically, to the Crotazen sniper rifle called the Black Hammer. It's just an exotic this time instead of a legendary. In terms of PvP damage output, as you'd expect for sniper rifles, it's a one-shot headshot and two-shot body shot. With regard to the skill tree, all spindles are the same because they're exotics. They all deal solar damage. You have three clear options in terms of the scopes. The ambush scope, which is a highly agile scope and is my personal choice. It's actually the personal choice of most people who like to snipe an awful lot in the game. The Taxis scope, which is a medium range scope, and the Hawkeye scope, which is another medium range scope. And an interesting note to point out, in the December weapons balance patch, this will be changed to reflect ballistics rather than scope choices. You'll be stuck with only one. When breaking down the skill tree further, the first perk of note is called White Nail, which refills the magazine from your reserves as you land critical shots. It makes it an absolute beast against larger enemies and bosses, as you're seeing in the background. More on that shortly. The next three perks which you'll have a choice over are Snapshot, which increases aiming speed, Flared Magwell, which increases reload speed, and the reload speed's decent as is, and lastly Perfect Balance, which dramatically increases stability. You can make a case for Snapshot in the Crucible, and Perfect Balance for pretty much all PvE encounters, and that's how I would work that. The last perk of note is called Mulligan, which gives a chance to return a missed shot to the magazine. I find this perk to be an incredible waste because not only does it not proc frequently, it's unpredictable, and even when it does, it's hardly an influential perk to begin with anyway. With regard to my overall impressions in PvE, it's an absolute monster in large strike bosses or raid encounters, as you've seen in the background video. The War Priest and Golgoroth get absolutely murdered with a fire team of 4+ of these things. The extreme impact, range, and ability to continuously change shots until you empty like a 20-round magazine if you have the armor buffs to increase the amount of sniper rifle rounds you can carry, make White Nail, make it arguably the best DPS sniper in the game for PvE content. You'll see in the background it just chews through bosses as long as you continually chain headshots. In PvP it's a different story though. I find it to be quite overkill. The extreme range and impact just really aren't that needed, especially if you're going for revive snipes, which allows you to say in Trials of Osiris. And because it's an exotic as well, that means you won't be using Red Death, you won't be using Thunderlord, you can't use Truth, etc. I find an 1,000-yard stare works just as good, if not better, because of the faster fire rate in the Crucible and the much higher aim assist. So as much as this weapon is no slouch and can certainly kill plenty of people in the Crucible, there are better PvP options in sniper rifles. And plus it just feels so heavy to me to use. Like, I feel continually moving this weapon around and acquiring targets just feels heavier. I don't know, maybe it's just me. So in general for PvP in the Crucible, I would consider other sniper options. Overall though, it will slaughter all PvE content bosses, strikes, the raids, etc. That's the best place to use it. But I would not bring it into the Crucible because it takes too much away from your overall balance and potential, being that one weapon because it's an exotic and it's not the best Crucible option. Go ahead and use it if you want to use it though. See you later.